Picture this. It's you, it's Jenna Ortega. You guys are on a date, and the date's going well. You know, jokes is flowing, jokes is landing, animals are being looked at, animals are being talked about. But you feel like you've overstayed your welcome at the zoo, so you guys head out for dinner. On the way out, you pass by the gorilla closure just one more time. And instead of the default monkey jokes you said last time, you look her dead in her eyes and you say, you know, I think I could beat up that silverback stallion if I really tried to. The gorilla hears this and breaks free from his enclosure. He then leaps onto your 168-pound body and proceeds to violently hammer-fist your ribcage until the inevitable Harambe incident of 1942 repeats itself. You wake up in the hospital 7 days later. You look around and you're informed that you're now in a vegetative state, forced to be a burden to the loved ones around you for the rest of your life. And worst of all, there's no Jenna Ortega. Now, if we were to rewind time a little bit, and instead of you and Wednesday Addams, you put me and your mom in that situation, as we were leaving the zoo, I would look the gorilla dead in his eye and say, I could really beat the shit out of you if I wanted to. Just wanted to let you know. And this gets the gorilla mad. He jumps out of his enclosure. He leaps towards me, but I take a step back so I can read his every move. He looks me up and down. We're eye to eye. I say, yo, you better chill out for this shit get ugly, man. He thinks for a second and says, you know what? My fault, big dog. I didn't know you was like that. And then he daps him up and then he goes back to his crib and plays Madden 2023. Me and your mom leave the zoo and we live happily ever after. Now, if that 100% realistic scenario didn't convince you that I could fight a gorilla, let's check the stats. So you got the average gorilla being able to lift about 10 times his body weight. That's around 4,000 pounds, give or take, you know. I mean, that's nothing for real. And then you got my stat. I'm not really supposed to say this, but whenever there's an asteroid threatening Earth, NASA calls me in and I just fly up there myself and I just punch the asteroid. On average, a gorilla is around 374 pounds and 5'5". And you might think, oh wow, that's a lot, but really it's all just fat, you know. There's really some real husky monkeys. And then you got me, 300 pounds of pure muscle, not a lick of fat on my body. I'm 6'8". I went to the NBA and I went for one day and it was just too easy, so I just quit. So, you know, that gorilla will really be nothing to me. And, you know, my last point is gorillas are just goofy. Like, look at this goofy ass motherfucker right here. And then there's me, always serious. Never laughed before in my life. Always ready for shit to go down. All that being said, if all those stats didn't convince you, if I'm hungry while this is happening and there isn't a Snickers nearby, well, you know what they say about you when you're hungry. What's that? You don't know what they say about you when you're hungry? Well, that brings us to the sponsor of today's videos. Alright, if I'm being honest, this whole video was a setup for the Snickers joke, but I just really wasn't feeling it. So instead, I'm gonna leave you guys with a clip of this monkey driving. Look at him. He's just driving. He cooling. I appreciate y'all for watching. Don't let that distract you from the fact that I can still definitely beat the shit out of a gorilla.